So the keto diet continues to be very popular, especially with those who are lifting weights, but there hasn't been a lot of research on it in those who are, say, bodybuilders until now. So this appears to be the very first study on the ketogenic diet on actual bodybuilders. The effects of 2 months of very low carbohydrate ketogenic diet on body composition, muscle strength, muscle area, that's muscle mass, and blood parameters in competitive natural bodybuilders. So yeah, there are 19 natural bodybuilders. They're in their 20s and 30s. They have at least 5 years of bodybuilding, weightlifting experience. They essentially break them up into 2 groups. One group does the keto diet for 2 months, and by keto, they apparently were doing keto, less than 50 grams of carbs per day, and the other group eats a normal diet. They continue with their normal bodybuilding routines, which again was individual for all of them, and they perform before and after tests of muscle strength using the bench press and the squat was 1 RM bench press, 1 RM squat test. They do tests on blood parameters like triglycerides and LDL and stuff like that, body fat. And muscle mass to see if indeed the ketogenic diet was superior to a regular diet. So they do before and after tests of these individuals, and they find that maximum strength in both the squat and the bench press increases in both groups to the same degree. So as I've said before, the keto diet doesn't appear to make people bigger, stronger, faster. There have been some other studies that have shown this as well. So no change in muscle strength in either of these. But that doesn't necessarily mean the keto diet didn't do anything, because when they looked at the triglycerides and LDL, etc., they find, interestingly enough, that the keto diet leads to significant decreases in triglyceride levels and blood sugar levels. Insulin went down as well as pro-inflammatory compounds called cytokines went down more in the keto group than it did in those eating a more traditional diet. One thing that I found interesting in this study was the effect of the keto diet on bad cholesterol levels. I previously showed you a video where in people who are doing CrossFit, the ketogenic diet appeared to raise bad cholesterol levels by about 35%. That did not happen here. There were no significant increases in bad LDL levels in these natural bodybuilders who were doing the ketogenic diet. So that's a win for the keto diet people. Now, as for body fat reductions, the keto diet wins here as well. There were significant declines in body fat in those people doing the ketogenic diet. Now, I will point out that they did measure body fat in this study using bioelectric impedance analysis. And that's a measurement of body fat where they basically use electricity to measure the speed at which electric current goes through the body. Now, I will also point out that bioelectric impedance is less accurate than, say, underwater weighing and even the DEXA scan, which I'm generally not a fan of. You see my other videos on that. However, the bioelectric impedance device they used in this study was one that used 4 different electrodes in a body. So this is not your run-of-the-mill handheld bioelectric gizmo that you've probably seen in various gyms. There was no difference in resting energy expenditure. In other words, people doing the ketogenic diet didn't burn more calories at rest, but they did appear to have an increase in brain-derived neurotropic factor, and that's a substance that helps the brain work better. It grows synapses between brain cells. Both groups saw an increase in this brain-derived neurotropic factor. However, it was greater in those who were doing the ketogenic diet. So that's very interesting. Now, one other difference between the groups here had to do with testosterone levels and even IGF-1, insulin growth factor 1 levels. So in those people who were doing the ketogenic diet, there were significant declines in both testosterone and IGF-1 levels. It was about an 11% decline in testosterone and about a 15% decline in IGF levels in those individuals doing the ketogenic diet. And this might be the reason why bodybuilders eating a more normal diet appear to have greater hypertrophy, muscle growth, than those individuals who were using a ketogenic diet. Although I do want to point out that while they found lean mass had increased in the people eating a more normal diet, let's go back to the fact that they were measuring body fat with bioelectric impedance, and water is lean mass. So I would like to have seen this study using a more accurate measurement measure of body fat. However, they do have some pretty interesting findings here. So let me throw them up to you right now so you can see all the differences between the two groups who did this. So again, just the big 10,000 mile view here. Again, with body fat, greater reductions in the keto group. In terms of lean mass, however, there was a greater increase in those people who were doing a more Western diet. So hypertrophy appeared to be greater in those individuals doing a Western diet. And again, testosterone went down more in keto, and IGF-1 levels also went down more in the keto group as well. So is this the end of the story? No. As I said, this is most likely the very first study conducted on bodybuilders and the ketogenic diet. I'm absolutely looking forward to more future research out there. But you tell me, what do you think? Have you tried the keto diet yourself? Leave a comment below and let me know, because I'm actually really curious about this stuff. Until next time, take care out there.